Okay, so I eat a lot of steak on keto or low carb. It's a staple. Steak is a staple. We're going to salt this with a generous amount of kosher salt on both sides for about 30 minutes at room temperature before we move on to the next step. Meanwhile, we are going to make our chimichurri while the steak is resting. So I've got both flat leaf and curly parsley here. You can use one of the other, but I kind of like the texture of both. So do whatever you want. And I've got a lot here, but when you chop it as finely as I'm about to, it's going to be about a packed cup. Okay. So I'm going to add some crushed red pepper flakes, and I'm just going to chop that into the parsley, just kind of break it up and release those flavors. Gonna smash some garlic cloves, give those a rough chop, and everything is going to get chopped up by hand with the parsley, the crushed red pepper flakes. I'm gonna add some lemon zest, which is not a typical chimichurri ingredient, but you know what? If you don't know me, then you should know I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. So that's why I'm adding that. Some kosher salt to further break down those fibers and release even more flavor. You're going to use a little bit more kosher salt than you think for this, because once you add the fat, Lord have mercy, I forgot the oregano. That is such an important part of this. This is fresh oregano. You can use dried. Check the recipe notes if you want to know how to do that. But if you use dried, you basically just want to bloom it in hot water for about 5 minutes before you add it. But when you chop everything up together, you get a cleaner flavor or texture, in my opinion. I'm adding some red wine vinegar, a staple for chimichurri. It cuts through the richness of the olive oil. And again, because we're using a generous amount of olive oil here, you definitely want to make sure that you add salt, because it'll get muted down. And I'm just adding more as I need to. In the recipe, I give you standard, measurements, but you're going to go by what you like, what you want. Some people like more herby, some people like less. It's all up to you, boo. Just make sure that it's balanced and that it tastes fire. You're going to let this sit room temperature while everything else is cooking. And see, mine needed more salt here. So that's what I did. And I'm just going to bottle this up in a jar. This will keep for about a week. Maybe even a little bit longer. It really depends. But yeah, I'm just going to keep this in a jar right on my counter just for this meal. After this meal, then you want to put it in the refrigerator. But keeping it room temperature will help all the flavors bloom. Anyway, so now we're going to cut into our cauliflower. This cauliflower is going to roast into our air fryer for about 10 to 12 minutes. We're going to season it the same way we would season potatoes. You can use any spice blend you want. I really want you to get creative here. I'm using a rotisserie chicken seasoning blend because it has all the typicals that I like: paprika, garlic, onion, yada yada yada. Give it a nice glug of oil after you wash it and let that water drain off. Obviously, the oil, the seasonings, a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper. Toss it so that every piece is coated evenly. You don't have to really over season it, but you do want to see the seasonings on that shit. So that's what you want. Air fry that for, again, 10 to 12 minutes. And while that's air frying, we're going to, actually, I didn't press the button yet. So it's been 30 minutes that the steak has been chilling with the kosher salt and it's absorbed into the meat. Now I'm spreading the beef bouillon paste. This is about a teaspoon. 1 teaspoon per steak is all you need. That's going to cover all sides. Season that with black pepper, and we're going to let that sit another 30 minutes. Beat your eggs. I'm using 3 eggs because it's just me, and I like a lot of eggs with my steak. Some heavy cream. Whip that for at least a minute to make sure that there are no white streaks and that it's nice and cohesive. So now that it's been an hour, the steak has been chilling, we're going to go ahead and sear it over medium-high heat and a little bit of high smoke point avocado oil for about 4 minutes on the first side. I'm using my splatter guard to maintain the mess. Flip it over and immediately start basting it with butter, and let that cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. or until your preferred doneness. It's really up to you. I went for a medium for this video, and I usually do medium for videos that I'm doing for you guys, but in real life I like my steak a little more on the rare side, like a medium rare. So now that the steak is done, we're going to let it rest for the time it takes to do the eggs. And we got 2 tablespoons of butter. Or is that 1 tablespoon? I think that's a 1 tablespoon. I don't remember. Anyway, scramble the eggs over medium-low heat, season with salt, and let them set for about 20 to 30 seconds before you start pushing them around. And you're just going to do this really gently and make sure that you're constantly moving them. At this point, I went ahead and turned the heat off. I'm going to add the cheese and let the residual heat from the skillet continue to cook the eggs to my preferred doneness, which is pretty done. So we're going to plate this up. We've got our buttery, creamy, cheesy eggs. They're nice and rich and fatty. We're going to put down our steak that's been resting for about 10 to 15 minutes. I went ahead and sliced a few pieces. Our roasted cauliflower, giving everything a last little nudge of pretty stuff. Then comes the chimichurri. And because these potatoes, this roasted cauliflower acts like potatoes for me, I'm going to add a little bit of some chili sauce, which is basically ketchup with extra zhuzh. And yeah, this is delicious. You're going to love it. It's a great OMAD meal, and I hope you enjoy.